Hey, it's Iris helping you to find your passion and make it your work. Look at where I'm filming from. Isn't this absolutely amazing? Bit of a different setup to previously, but I love it. Now, there is a reason why I'm recording this video from this setting today. So I'm going to share that in a second, so bear with me. But what I want to tell you first is what today's video is going to be about. And that is how to start your side hustle, how to start your passion project, how to start your side project. Because you might have something that you are passionate about, something that you want to do more with, but you're not quite sure how to do that. So I'm going to be sharing 3 tips on how to build a bit of traction and build a bit of momentum when you're just starting out. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I've noticed that a fair bit of people I work with have this passion, this something that they want to do more with, something that they're interested in, but they're not sure how to do it. I'm not sure how to go about it. I'm not talking so much about the technicalities of it, but as I said, I'm more talking about the steps to take to get it noticed and to build traction, to build momentum, to get your first client. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on today. And as I said, I'm going to be sharing 3 tips with you. So let's dive just straight in, shall we? All right, so step 1 is to show up and get yourself out there. Put yourself out in the world. And this is especially important if you are the face of the business, if you are providing a service, or you are providing a service. Now, I know a lot of people find this scary as hell because they're just starting out and they're kind of doubting themselves and maybe thinking like, who am I to advise people to do X, or who am I people to tell people to do Y, or to suggest to do Z. So they're scared of putting themselves out there and really showing up online. And it doesn't really matter where you show up online, to be fair. It can be on Instagram, can be on Facebook, can be on YouTube, TikTok even, but it is so important to do it because people want to know who they're buying from. They want to know who they're buying into even before even purchasing anything. They want to connect with you, yes, really you, and you need to give them the opportunity to do that. So start by putting yourself out there, and it can be just small bits. Look, you don't need to put your whole life on the internet. You don't need to put your whole life, portray your whole life on Instagram or on YouTube. That's not what it's about. It's just sharing your voice. And I know that's scary. I used to find this so scary. So one tip I can give you to help you overcome this is just to start small, to start the tiniest way. Even actually just start recording something on your phone or on your laptop for yourself and then watch it back and do it again and do it again and do it again. The best way to get used to it is to start small and keep on stretching yourself a little bit more every time. At some point, start posting it online. So you can start with an Instagram live or even an Instagram story, maybe even better, because an Instagram story, it will disappear after 24 hours. So people can watch it in that 24 hours. You might get amazing feedback, and if you're embarrassed by it, it's gone after 24 hours anyhow. So start small. Do start with something that is a little bit scary, but is not way out there. You don't need to start your YouTube channel straight away if that just feels like that would petrify you. Start small, but absolutely, please do it. Put yourself out there. You will not be, what am I trying to say? Can't find the word. You'll not be disappointed. That's what I'm trying to say. Well, it actually brings me straight on to tip number 2, and that is to test different things out, experiment, try different things out. Because there's a good chance that when you're starting out, you won't know exactly what's going to stick, what's going to work, what's not going to work. It's a game. It's kind of an experiment where you try all these different things out, and some things will miraculously work. Maybe one time, then you try it again, and it won't work the next time. Maybe again, it will work the next time. But what you need to do, what I'm trying to say here, is that you need to do different things to see what works over time, to see what doesn't work over time, to see what the people who are following you are interested in what you have to say, or that audience that you're building, what they're interested in, what they would like to know. And this is exactly the reason why I'm recording this video here today from this absolutely stunning setting. Pretty much unscripted, actually. I've got a rough idea of what I want to say, but my previous videos have been much more scripted, where I had it all written out and knew exactly word for word what I wanted to say. Not in this one. So I want to just see how this works. I want to see what resonates with you. I want to see what you prefer. Do you prefer the unscripted me that maybe stumbles over words every now and then? So not as professional, maybe, from a traditional point of view, but much more from the heart, I guess. Not that the other things I'm saying are not from the heart, but it's more scripted. I know where I'm going to say. I know where I'm going to go. So I'm trying things out as well, because you know what? I've started my YouTube channel, what is it now? 2 months ago, and I'm absolutely not saying that I know it all. I don't. I'm still figuring out what works for you guys, what doesn't work for you guys, what topics you want me to talk about, what topics you rather have me not talk about, what kind of settings like this you prefer, or maybe the more scripted ones. So that is something that I want to share with you as well. And a tip one that I want to give you, one of the things I think is so important: try different things out, and don't feel bad if things don't work out, because actually that's a good thing. When you realize, oh, actually I've tried this, but that didn't really work that well, and I've tried it again and it didn't really work that well again, then you know, you've learned a lesson. Sometimes the most powerful lessons come from failure, come from things that didn't go as planned. I would say actually most of the time for me, when I've had big jumps of, okay, wow, okay, I'm growing, or this is going well, it's come from things that haven't worked well. It's come from things where I really had to struggle, where I really didn't know what was going to work, or didn't know how it was going to end out. How it's gonna end up, because then you're gonna have to be more creative and come up with what feels right, what you think might be the next thing forward. You have to rely a bit more on your intuition and gut and creativity, and I think that's a great thing in business. All right, so moving on to the third and final tip, and that is to change how you think about failure. I want you to stop seeing failure as something that's gone wrong. When something has gone wrong, that's failure. Or people don't show up for, let's say you do an Instagram live and people don't show up, that's failure. If you're hosting an online workshop or an online event and no one shows up, that's failure. It is not. It really isn't. I mean, if that's failure, I'm a massive failure if that's failure, because I've, even last week, hosted a workshop with a handful of people that were due to show up, but no one showed up. And I'm absolutely fine of sharing that with you, because I think that should be, the honesty should be part of a business, and I think also it's healthy for anyone watching this to see that, hey, you know, I've been doing this for quite a while, and usually when I host online events I get about 15-20 people showing up, but this particular one was a bit different. I tried something different, and actually didn't work so well, because not as many people were interested and no one showed up online. And that is a really good information for me to plan my workshops moving forward. So I want you to change the way you see failure. Failure is not when something is not going the way you had planned it or had hoped it would, but failure, the only way to fail is really to stop trying and to stop doing things, to not put yourself out there. That's the only way to fail. If things don't go as planned, if things completely mess up and you kind of go like, oh my God, this is a big disaster, and you maybe feel embarrassed or ashamed of how things are going, if you don't have the results showing for what you're doing, that is not a failure. Things take time. So when you start your passion side project, something like that, then I want you to know that that takes time. For most people, this is not an overnight success. It doesn't happen just like that. For a lot of people, it takes time. It takes months of working hard behind the scenes where no one really sees what you're doing. And the other thing is, it takes these ups and downs, you know, these moments that things all go amazingly well, but then also times when things don't go as well. And I don't want you to see that as part of failure. It really is a part of the process. And once you start to realize that, once you kind of go like, oh, okay, so if things don't go as planned, then you become more bold and creative in how you start to do things. You show up in a more authentic way, because it doesn't really matter if you fail in the more traditional way, if things don't go as planned, because you're just trying out different things and you're gathering information, kind of seeing what sticks, what doesn't stick, what works, what doesn't work. So please change the way you look at failing, you look at failure. The only way to fail is to not try or to not put yourself out there. Now, if you want to know more of the failures that I made since I first started working for myself, I am happy to share them with you. Just let me know in the comments below this video, and I'm happy to entertain you with that, or to educate you with that, whatever you find from it, whatever you take from it. If that's laughter, entertainment, or education, then I'm happy either way. Anyways, that's all I had for you today. I hope you liked it. I'm quite curious if you liked it or not. Please let me know in the comments. Let me know if you prefer this or if you prefer the more scripted version of my videos. But thank you so much. This was a bit of a different one. And next week, I'm going to be talking about the thing that I was meant to talk about this week, which is how to stay motivated at a job that you no longer enjoy doing. And I'm not talking motivated about, yes, come on, let's go, but more about how do you keep on going when you really feel stuck and you don't want to do it anymore. You kind of go like, I'd much rather hand in my notice tomorrow, but that's not an option. How do you keep on going when that's the case? So that's what I'm going to be talking about next week. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you like my channel. Please leave a like if you like this video, and I'll see you again next week. Thank you. Bye.